Right, I thought I was filming this, making this thing, and I wasn't apparently, so I'm going to have to describe it. Sorry about that. What I've made here is what's called a Voronoi sphere. And what that is I've turned a 40mm diameter sphere, and then I marked a load of dots, just a row of random points on it. And I based how many of those dots there were on a sphere packing of 10mm diameter circles, so that I know that some will be smaller, some will be bigger, and that's what I want, than 10mm diameter. So in the range of like 6 to 10, maybe 12. And then what you do is when you present each dot up to your disc sander and make a flat, and then eventually you might have to iterate it a bit. You get a polygon formed around that dot, and that polygon is all a set of all the points that are closest to that dot, to that centre, and the sphere will get covered in little polygons where the points are. They're just like that, you know. There's a centre point and all the closest points to it defined by a polygon. Right, the reason I did this originally, but I can see there's a lot of experimentation to be done here, was I was trying to make this thing, which is a sphere, and I was just drilling random holes into it and sticking hazel twigs into it to try and create something like a bigger sphere, like a hedgehog sphere of hazel twigs. But this is impossible to, well, it's not impossible, but highly improbable to get this right. Your drill wanders on the sphere surface, so I thought, well, if I create a Voronoi sphere, I've got a nice flat to drill into, and it'll also give me a bit for random sizes of sticks. I can pick my sticks to fit these polygons. Sorry, I'm off camera. Yeah, so I can just pick the twigs that fit those polygons and have a more random looking thing. And eventually I'm going to cast that in wax when that's all covered in twigs. Excuse me. Cast it in a wax tube, pour hot wax into it, let it set, and turn it on. There'll be 2 points opposite each other with a mandrel through it, so I can turn it into a sphere again. So all the twigs, the edges of the twigs will form the sphere. That's the plan on that version of it. But the other thing is I can just create also a hollowed out sphere, and then you've got your Voronoi diagram on top of your sphere. And when it's hollow, you can pierce, and you've got the natural border around it. So you end up with a pierced Voronoi diagram, and those look really good. There's loads of those 3D printed that are made algorithmically on the internet, but this is our artisan way of doing it. Right, the other thing is you could mark on all of the points of all of the platonic solids, the spherical versions, and turn a fullerene, a Dyson sphere. Not turn, you could make a Dyson sphere, yeah, out of a sphere turned into a Voronoi diagram based on the platonic solid points, spherical platonic solids. So that's going to be a series of experiments, at least three projects that I can think of that should all have their own interesting features. Okay, thanks for watching.